Good morning, church. It's Pastor Mike. I hope that you have a good memory. Not forgetting things constantly or having to be reminded. If you're like me, you've got to set 1,000 reminders on your phone as little ways to say, hey, don't forget to do this, to call them, to be at this place, to go there, whatever it might be. I find myself always having a pretty bad memory. And yet, when we look at Scripture, especially Psalm 105, but all throughout Scripture, we see God calling us to remember. He says, remember the wonderful works that he has done, his miracles, the judgments he's uttered. He says, remember who I am and what I've done for you. That can be the hardest thing to remember of all. Because when things happen in our lives that are negative, that are bad, sometimes we focus so much on those that everything else, the ways that God has brought us through in the past, or the truths about God's character, those can almost be blocked out on the horizon by this looming image of whatever negative is happening to us. But God calls out and he says, remember who I am. Remember what I have done for you. And it's always important to remember that God doesn't call us to do anything that he won't do himself. Because notice that he says also in Psalm 105, he, God, is mindful of his covenant forever, of the word that he commanded for 1,000 generations. See, God remembers. He remembers the promises that he has made to you. He remembers exactly who he is promised to be for all humanity, for 1,000 generations. That's a very, very, very long time. And his memory stays sharp as ever. So remember that you belong to God today. You are not forsaken. You are not forgotten by God. He knows your name, your heart, your mind, and your soul, and he loves them all. God bless you today.